What is up, trainers? Today I'm diving into my most favorite and powerful fun to play deck in the current Pokémon TCG Pocket meta. It's the Golem deck. If you're looking for a deck that can take a lot of hits, dish out ridiculous damage, and dominate every single other deck that you come against, this one is for you, so I want to break it down right now. Why is the Golem deck so good? The concept is really simple actually. It's about setting up Golem to come in and sweep the board. And trust me guys, when Golem hits the field, it is an absolute beast and you'll enjoy playing it. So let's talk about why Golem shines in this meta. Firstly, it has 160 HP, which is amazing. It's just outside the KO region of many popular Pokemon like Mewtwo EX. This makes it super durable and are perfect for a late game sweep. But that isn't all. Golem's 4-cost ability does 120 damage, which, it's a solid hit in itself, but it also gives you 30 damage reduction for the next turn. This actually makes Golem quite the tank. It will soak up a lot of damage while dishing out massive hits. Pair that with its synergy with the Brock Trainer card, which allows you to attach extra energy to Golem, and you've got yourself a game-changing setup. Now I bet you're wondering about the strategy. It's really simple and straightforward. The setup for this deck is so effective. Ideally, you'll want a Chattot, Geodude, and Marshadow in your starting hand. And here's how it works. Start by playing Little Chattot. This dude is the glue that holds this deck together. Why? Well, it's because Chattot's ability to refresh your hand ensures that you can get key pieces, those being the Geodude evolution line, Brock and Giovanni. And it only costs a single energy, therefore it is totally worth it. But here's the kicker. We actually really want Chattot to get knocked out. Yep, you heard me right, your opponent will likely target it to stop your hand refresh. But that plays directly into your strategy. When Chattot gets KO'd, you bring in the boy, Marshadow. Marshadow's move, Revenge, is absolutely insane. It will do 100 damage for just 2 energy. For context, that's better than Starmie EX. If your opponent plays a strong EX Pokemon up front, Marshadow can chunk it down, setting it up for Golem to easily finish it off. And this is where Golem truly comes into play. Once Marshadow has softened up the opponent's massive threat on the field, Golem comes in and bulldozes the rest of the board. With its high HP, damage reduction, and raw power, it's basically unstoppable at this point. And you might be asking, why is it unstoppable? Well, it's because if you're able to take out the main threat on your opponent's side, assuming that's where all their energy is stored, there is nothing that's going to be put out into the active spot that will be able to contend against your Golem. And that's basically because he gets that 30 damage reduction. Any basic Pokemon trying to go in at Golem just to do a little bit of chip damage is going to find that they're doing nothing to Golem, while we're sitting there continually slamming them with 120 damage moves. It's absolutely going to break them. But what about some of the major threats in the meta? Everybody nowadays is playing Celebi and Exeggutor. Celebi's devastating damage might seem very scary, but here's how you counter it. Ideally, Celebi will take out your Chattot. Remember, we want to keep Chattot in as long as possible, just so we can keep on getting really good cards. Celebi takes it out, Marshadow chunks down Celebi, and Golem finishes the job. But what if Golem has to face Celebi directly before Celebi's taken even a single bit of damage? Well, that's where we want Giovanni to come in. Giovanni gives Golem that extra 10 damage, letting it take its 120 damage to 130, which will one-hit KO Celebi, because Celebi only has 130 HP. Same with Exeggutor. So they're the tools to handle those really major threats. So now we're going to look at the deck list. This is a super tight and efficient build, and here's what we're running. So for the Pokemon, we're running 2 copies of each Geodude, Graveler, and Golem to complete the evolution line, as well as 2 copies of Marshadow and 2 copies of Chattot. And that rounds up the Pokemon. Next up, the items and the trainers. So we're running 2 Pokeballs to ensure we can grab Chattot and Geodude as early as possible in the game. Because remember, consistency is key. We also have 2 potions, which are an awesome tech choice here. With Golem's damage reduction, those points effectively give you 50 HP regen, which is absolutely clutch when Golem's taking hits. And of course, we have trainers. We have 2 of Professor's Research for the draw power, that's a staple in any deck, 1 Giovanni, mainly for dealing with that Celebi, and 1 Leaf as a situational card for swapping your board around when needed, and of course, 2 copies of Brock to turbocharge Golem's energy setup. This card is absolutely essential to this deck strategy. This Golem deck is a total powerhouse in the current meta, and I see absolutely nobody playing it, which is funny because I'm going through Celebis as if they're salad. This deck really is brilliant, because not only will it just sweep through your opponent's deck, but it just doesn't rely on any EX Pokemon. That means you don't have 2 game cost cards in your deck that when they're knocked out, you take 2 losses. Therefore, it allows for the Chattot sacrifice play in a genius way to secure wins. With Golem's durability and synergy, it makes it almost unbeatable in the right hands. So that is everything for today's breakdown. If you are playing a Golem deck or thinking about trying it, let me know what you think in the comments below. Did you like this deck? Do you like this strategy? Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'm really trying to get my subscriber count out because I am enjoying making all this content for you guys, and I'm enjoying all the comments down below. So now that you've subscribed, go play some Pokemon TCG Pocket or something. See ya!